Oh my goodness. Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness. We were this close to literally the whole day, the whole weekend, the whole week being ruined. We were this close, man. This close. Like I've never celebrated a winner like that. Even I've said I shouted today more than I did against Bournemouth a couple of seasons ago, more than I did against Brentford last season. Like that was close. That was so close to being such a disaster. Like I was already thinking, like in the 90th minute, like oh my goodness, they would be such a disaster, man. This would be such a disaster. But thank goodness we have the team spirit these days. We know we can score last minute goals these days. There's a lot that we can do in terms of the way we play. Arsenal 4, Leicester 2, match reaction. Never in doubt. He scored 4 goals, 2 goals in margin. No, never in doubt. Never in doubt. But let me know how you guys are feeling. How relieved are you? Because I was absolutely scared. Like when you got to the 90th minute, I was like, this is not looking good, man. This is not looking good. But we finally did it. We did it. What a game. As Aki says in the chat, what a game we had today. I was hoping it would be easier than that, but we have to get through everything. Like in the Premier League is hard, so we can never underestimate any team. And there's going to be a lot of different games in the Premier League. You're going to have games where you're going to comfortably win 6-0, and you're very comfortable. You score 3 goals in the first half, 3 goals in the second half. The opposition has 2 shots. There's going to be games like that. There's going to be games like last week, like Man City, you're 10 men, and then you have to defend all the way to the end of the game. There's going to be games like that. There's going to be games where you're going to go 2-0 down. You're going to have to come back from that and then score 3 goals of your own. You're going to have games like this today where you score 2 goals and then the opposition comes back from behind it. Then you have to find something else to go again. And we did it today. We did it today, and that is what matters. It was almost a disaster for a lot of reasons because Man City dropped points today. Number 2, we were at home. Number 3, we are at home to Leicester. Number 4, Leicester have been quite terrible this one is in terms of conceding shots and all that. As I said in the preview, they've been conceding a lot of shots, and they've not been great this season at all. And number 4, the fact that we had a 2-goal lead at halftime, and I was thinking, come back in the second half, get 2 more goals, 4-0, and then we got top of the table. Yeah, we can never be that casual in the Premier League. We have to respect every single team. And fair play to Leicester. They gave us a very, very tough game, that one that we didn't really expect at all. They could easily have gone 3-2 up. There was a couple of warnings before they actually scored their second goal. So they gave us a tough game, and Justin, brilliant goal from him, the second goal. Brilliant finish. And if they play like that every single day, Leicester, they will definitely stay in the Premier League, because today they got me very nervous. Like I was more scared of that game than the Tottenham one a couple of weeks ago. Like this was worrying me more. Like that was crazy, man. That was crazy. Kick FC once again. Set piece FC. Those corner kicks, I need Nikolayova as coach salary to triple, because those corners really save us. Even today, when things get hard, we save ourselves with a corner once again. And another thing that Leicester did well today, we had like 13-14 corners, and Leicester dealt well in majority of them, so fair play to them. But I am absolutely relieved, man. Like the way my heart was beating in the 90th minute, that would have been a disastrous result. That would have been quite much a disaster. So thank goodness we got the 3 points. That is all that matters. When we played against Man City last week, I said, okay, the next 2 weeks, you're going to have, Bolton, Leicester, Southampton. We can relax a bit. Relax. That was tougher than Man City. What the hell? The Premier League is crazy. You can't underestimate any team. The 6-0 predictions, 5-0 predictions. We cannot underestimate any team. I went for 4-0 Arsenal. We got the 4 goals, but we considered 2 goals. So, hey, let's get to the match reaction, because that was a very, very tough game. Like, I don't know how I would have watched that Liverpool game coming up had we dropped points in that game. Like, I was so down already in the 90th minute, and then they started wasting time a bit. But 2 different weeks, 2 different kind of games. Last week, we were the ones looking at the clock like 7 minutes added on. No, we need to defend for the next 7 minutes. This week, it was us looking at the clock, and you're like, 7 minutes? Just 7 minutes? Like things change within a week. But hey, I'm so relieved. Indeed, football isn't over until the final whistle. Nwaneri is ready. We'll definitely talk about Nwaneri. We'll talk about Partey. We'll talk about Martinelli, about Trossard, all of those guys. Moa says Arsenal. Thank goodness, man. I'm proud of you, boys, says Aminu. One thing I never doubt with this team these days, Like, even if you get to the 80th minute, yes, I'll get nervous. I'll be like, oh my goodness, we can't drop points to Leicester at home. But I'm always thinking, okay, last season against Luton, we scored in the 96th minute. Last season against Brentford, things were hard. Havertz headed in the 90th minute. We won the game. I was thinking about the other away game against Brentford. Havertz scored late on. I was thinking about Bournemouth 2 seasons ago, last minute. So we've gotten a lot of those last minute goals. And in the title race, you're going to have a lot of these kind of games where it's going to be tough throughout. You're going to need a lot of team spirit and a lot of staying together, because it's not going to be easy. As you've seen, we are now 5-6 games into the season, and I feel like I've already had enough. And you still have like another 7 months to go of this, so it's going to be very tough. But I'll come to you guys' comments. Let's get to the match reaction. Let's get to how we lined up today and all that. So let's see. There you go. Hopefully, I have the right lineup on. Yep. That was our lineup today. So we went with I still have Potter in goal. Jesus Christ. Like, that is how nervous I was. As I was making the lineup, I even forgot to change Potter to Raya. Like, I was so nervous for that last 10 minutes, I even forgot to change. But you know who the goalkeeper was. That was a mistake. Raya was in goal, obviously. Calafiori, Gabriel, Saliba, and Timber at the back. We had Partey, Rice, and Trossard in midfield. And then we had Martinelli, Havertz, and Saka. So that was the lineup that I was going for. I also wanted Trossard to start in midfield. I said bring on Waneri in this game. And then, that is pretty much the whole score that I had. I thought Ben White was going to start. I had Timber on the bench. I didn't know if Timber was going to recover. And these injuries we're picking these days, these injuries are coming out of nowhere. Like, I don't know where the hell these injuries are coming from, because when did Ben White get injured? When did Zinchenko even get injured? Where the hell is Tomiyasu? Odegaard, Merino, all out. Like, I don't know. Most of these players, I don't even know when they get injured. Like, it's absolutely crazy. But hey, we do have a squad. So that was the lineup today. And then on the bench, we did have a few players who could come on. Obviously, Jesus, Sterling, Nwaneri, Jorginho, Lewis Kelly is fit. So for those who are worried about Lewis Kelly not being fit, Neto's on the bench, Kivia and Kakuri and Nichols also on the bench. So by the way, Raya was our goalkeeper, not Potter. I just forgot to change it because I was so nervous and I was busy celebrating our winner. So my prediction was 4-0. I was hoping for, an easy game at home. But the truth is, actually, yes, this year at home, we still do have a good record in terms of the number of goals we scored at home this year and all that. We've lost one game this whole year. We lost to Aston Villa. So from January to September, we have lost one game. So, and that game came to Aston Villa at home. Away from home, we are fantastic. We don't lose games away from home. We don't even concede goals. I guess it's the style of play, the way we play away from home, the way we just cover everything away from home. We just don't concede goals at home. We keep clean sheets. We score from set pieces. Very solid. At home, though, I don't know if it's because we usually push forward and we give the opponents a few chances, because that was close to being 2 draws in a row at home. We drew Brighton last time. Fair enough, we were down to 10 men. But again, if you look at the Aston Villa one last season, it was also a home game and all that. But listen, I don't think we are yet to be like 100% convinced and 100% confident where we feel like, okay, this team is coming to the Emirates Stadium, we're going to win 6-0. Actually, most of our 6-0 wins last season, 5-0 wins, all of them came away from home. 6-0 away from home, West Ham. 6-0 against Sheffield, away from home. 5-0 against Burnley, away from home. So a lot of the goals that we were scoring last season, most of them came away from home. At home, we've had a lot of close games even this year. The Brighton one, the one we played against Brentford last season, this year as well, where Havertz had to score late on, Aston Villa, and the one we lost. Like, there's been a lot of tight games at home. Hopefully we can get our home form back, where you can score a lot of goals and be a bit settled, because I was thinking this game could be a bit settled, 1-0 up, 2-0 up, let's relax, like the Bolton game, let's get a third goal, fourth goal. That was not the case. So we actually started the game quite well. This was the first time in a long time. You see, now that left side, Calafiori, Martinelli, and Declan Rice. Usually, most of our goals and most of our play comes from the right side when we have Ben White and Saka and Odegaard. Now, for this particular game, Saka has lost the 2 players who are usually behind him in Odegaard and Ben White. And today, we were using the left side a lot. And today, on the left side, the way we were playing on the left side was absolutely incredible. The combination between Martinelli and Calafiori, the combination between Declan Rice was phenomenal as well. And that last 20 minutes, Declan Rice was the one who was pushing us forward a lot of the time. So he also helped a lot today. So that left side looked very dynamic today. And I saw someone saying this is the first time, like, since May 2023, when we have the left side really, really playing well. And before the game started, I said, I'm confident you're going to score 3+ goals. I tweeted it and I said, I'm hoping one of those goals is going to come from Martinelli because please, we need a goal from Martinelli. Thank goodness he got one. So the first 15 minutes, we were actually dominating the game possession-wise and all, but we didn't have our first shot on target up until the 14th minute. Saka with a shot from outside the box, which was saved. At least test the goalkeeper. First 15 minutes, test the goalkeeper, see whether whether he's ready for the game. He was. He made 13 saves today, by the way. Again, big respect to Leicester. Their goalkeeper made 13 saves today. That is the most any goalkeeper has made for the last 7 years, in the last 7 years. So, yeah, he turned into Oliver Kahn, into Buffon the day we played him. Made 13 saves, and that was the first of the saves. And then the first chance dropped to Martinelli in the 15th minute. Saka winning the ball back on the right side and then giving the pass to Martinelli. And then Martinelli put it over the bar. And at that point, I was like, oh, man. Like, I really badly want him to perform well. Like, even when we do the previews, I always have Martinelli in my lineup despite all the poor performances. You can say maybe one of the reasons is because you don't really have anyone who's ready to play there. Sterling is still very new and is not fully fit and all that. So playing Martinelli every single day, he should actually be very happy because right now he doesn't deserve to start games. Before today, he didn't deserve to start a game. So after putting that trust in him up until today, he was very lucky. So for him to miss that chance in the 15th minute, where I literally just put it on target, if it's saved, absolutely fine. At that point, I was so worried. I was like, man, we need Martinelli. As I said, if we're going to win this Premier League this season, we need Martinelli and Jesus to perform. However they're going to perform, whether we're going to get 5 goals from Jesus and an extra 2-3 goals from Martinelli, we need something. We need something from both of them, because if Odegaard is out and then Jesus and Martinelli are not performing, both of them, that is a concern. And today we needed a goal and he didn't bring on Jesus, which I feel like maybe Ateta doesn't trust him, because we need a goal and Jesus is not brought on, and we brought on Nwaneri instead. Jesus needs to up his game as well, because that is a concern. Like, if Nwaneri is being brought ahead of you, you're the striker, and we need a goal, that should be a concern to Jesus. But that is a story for another day. Jesus needs to up his game. But we need both Martinelli and Jesus to perform if you're going to win this title. If Martinelli performed last season, we would win the Premier League. Simple as that. If Martinelli scored an extra 4 goals, we win the Premier League. As simple as that. So not having Martinelli not performing, having Jesus not performing, and Odegaard injured and Merino injured, doesn't work out well for us. So we need them on form. And thank goodness Martinelli stepped up in the 19th minute to give us the lead. Timber once again. Timber was absolutely incredible once again today. Calafiori as well. We'll talk more about Calafiori. Timber with the run on the right side, and that cross to Martinelli, absolutely fantastic. Didn't just cross the ball. He knew where he was going to pass the ball, where the space was. And Martinelli scuffed a bit, but listen, he scored, and that is all we needed. We needed Martinelli to get on the score sheet. That is all I needed, and he actually did get on the score sheet, which was quite relieving. To see Martinelli score. That was his first goal since March. The year is about to end. That was Martinelli's first goal since March. So that is a long time Martinelli hasn't scored. So that was a relief for him as well. You could see his celebration, how relieved he was to get that goal, and how relieved the other players were for him as well. I saw the way Declan Rice and Timber celebrated that goal for him as well. They were relieved for him. Even Trossard as well, the way he celebrated that goal, super happy for Martinelli, because if you're going to win the league, we need everyone to perform. Havertz, Jesus, Trossard, Timber, Calafiori, everyone. We need everyone to perform. So happy for Martinelli that he got his goal. The goal drought is over. Hopefully, that gives him confidence. Now, if he scores next game again against PSG or against Southampton next week, then we know, okay, we are going somewhere. Hopefully that we don't go back to the missed chances and all that. But hopefully this goal can give him confidence, and we can start having the old Martinelli back. That is what we need, the old Martinelli. For the rest of the first half, between the 20th minute, between that goal and around the 36th minute, we are actually playing well. We created a lot of chances. As I said in the preview, Leicester have given away, they've allowed the most shots inside their box. And you could see that Havertz had a header that was just off target. Martinelli had a couple of shots. Calafiori had a shot that was saved as well. And we could easily have been 2-3 goals up in those first 36 minutes. And Leicester not getting on the ball at all. We were literally dominating everything. Partey looked okay in midfield. Rice looked okay in midfield. Trossard looked okay in midfield. Saka was getting involved in the game. Martinelli was definitely getting involved in the game. That was super nice to see. Martinelli and Calafiori on the left side getting involved in the game. We aren't really seeing Liba, so that is great. That means you're not really having to do a lot of defensive work. But remember, it's still 1-0. It got to the 40th minute, it's still 1-0. You still need to get a second goal, because you never know what is going to happen. I was telling myself, let's get a second goal and then we confirm the win. I was lying to myself. We got the second goal, but we did not confirm the win. But the second goal, once again, brilliant ruck from Calafiori in the left side. It seems like Calafiori is going to end up being our left back. Ben White was injured today. I don't know where the hell he was, but rotation in this team. I don't want just one player to play every single game. No. The fact that we have Calafiori playing this way, Timber is like a new signing this time round because he wasn't playing for us last season. I even went as far as saying if Timber was there last season, he'd probably win the league as well. Like a game like Liverpool where we drew 1-1. Maybe for that particular, if you don't have Zinchenko and Timber is there, maybe Liverpool don't score and we beat them 1-0 at Anfield. Maybe a game like Bayern Munich where, Kivio had to play at left back. If he had Timber in that game, maybe Bayern Munich don't score one of those goals and you win the home game. So I think Timber would have been very important last season as well. But we in this season now, Timber is performing, Calafiori is performing, Gabriel Saliba always. And then we have defenders to come back, obviously, in Tomiyasu. And we have a lot of depth. Yes, maybe this can allow Zinchenko to move into midfield now and doing in midfield, but super happy to see Calafiori doing well as well. And that second goal came from that combination on the left side. And Martinelli not only got a goal, he also got an assist for Trossard's goal, and that was also incredible to see. We made it 2-0 right before halftime. Things we'll have to see 2-0 to Arsenal. And I thought at that point, things are looking good. 2-0 to Arsenal. The game is comfortable. I was even looking at the table. I was like, okay, 2 more goals. We go top of the table. They should be easy. Second half, get a third goal, bring in Nwaneri and Sterling, get a fourth goal. I was being a bit arrogant, right? I was being a bit arrogant. We cannot do that in the Premier League, especially in the 6th game of the league. We have to be very humble. As Haaland said, stay humble, eh? Maybe he was right like this, but maybe he was right in that particular statement. So we need to stay humble, maybe get 3 goals, get 4 goals, yes, and then you can be comfortable, but 2 goals up, you never know. Even Bolton last game, they scored a goal. Any team can get a goal against you, just need 1 chance. And then right after the second half starts, we make an error. I mean, it wasn't really an error, it was very by mistake, basically. Like the way Saliba got the yellow card, it was a very accidental trip. He wasn't even going to foul him. But as Vardy was running across him, Saliba accidentally tripped him. But unfortunately, that cost us double. It cost Saliba a yellow card and it cost us the goal as well. So very good cross from them. Not really a very good cross, but hey, they took their chance. I was like their first, second shot on target or something. And they took advantage of it. I think it was kind of going in. It's not an own goal. It's a James Justin goal. And it's 2-1. 2-1 to Leicester. I mean, I hated it because I love when you keep clean sheets these days. I have both Gabriel and Saliba in my FPL. I didn't want them to score, obviously. But still, 2-1, I was not worried at all. I was still not worried at all. 2-1, let's just get a third goal. Because in the first half, we had created a lot of chances. So I was not really worried the moment they scored a goal. But from that point on, we weren't playing well at all. Calafiori picked up a yellow card. Yes, Gabriel had a chance that was saved from a corner kick. Gabriel is a cheat code from corner kicks. Like the way he even heads the ball, he could easily have had another goal today as well. Trossard hit the post. Yes, we had a couple of chances, but you still need to get a third goal because if you don't, things could turn around. And it gets to the 60th minute, still 2-1. You get very nervous, and this is a game we were hoping you wouldn't have to get nervous for. But from that point on, after that Trossard shot that hit the post, they definitely upped their game. Leicester, they created like 3 or 4 chances like in the span of 7 minutes, and they warned us. That Buonanotte guy, I think, is from Leicester. He had a chance. Justin was pushing forward. They aren't scared at all. They aren't scared of Arsenal, let's just defend. No, they were actually pushing and trying to get a second goal, and what a second goal it was for them. James Justin, that is probably going to win goal of the month or something for the Premier League. That was a fantastic goal for them. 2-2. I'm going to rewatch the game again. Who do you guys blame for that second goal? I've seen people saying Calafiori. I've seen people saying, where was Gabriel? I've seen people saying who put in the cross or who let him put in the cross. I'll need to rewatch it again. At that point, I can't lie to you, I was not thinking of, okay, who made the mistake? I was thinking 62nd minute, we have 30 minutes, we better get a goal. Because if you don't win this game, it's going to be a disaster. So I didn't even look at who made the mistake. I just said, listen, this is a good goal. Let's make sure we get a third goal. So 62nd minute, 2-2. You still have 30 minutes to go. There's going to be games like this. There's going to be games where Man City are going to be 1-1, 2-2 in the 60th minute. You're going to score later on. Same with Liverpool. Same with all the teams that are going to be up there. There's going to be games like that. You're going to have to find a way. We have seen Aston Villa this season already doing it 2 or 3 times. There's going to be games where you're going to need a second, a push in the last 30 minutes of the game, which we did today. But after Justin scored, I actually wanted 2 subs, and I didn't make any of them at that point. I wanted Partey to go off because I think he kind of cost us the first goal. Now, The thing with Partey is very important. Partey is a starter for us. I am very, very happy that Partey is able to play 90 minutes these days. Touch wood. I'm very, very happy that he's able to stay fit and all and play 90 minutes, 90 minutes, 90 minutes. But there's a couple of games like in the last like 30 minutes, like if the other team starts running to him, he's quite slow and teams leave him behind. And I'll need to rewatch that first goal back again. If I'm not wrong, I think he gave away the ball. I'll need to watch it again. Don't take my word for it. I don't like I'm saying that about a player if he didn't do it. But I feel like Sparty gave away the ball for the first goal, if I'm not wrong, if I remember correctly. But I was getting a bit right the way he was, being overrun a bit with the midfielders there. Buonanotte was overrunning him, and I was getting very right. So I wanted Rice to come back to the number 6 position. I know if you don't want to do that, you can bring in Jorginho fine with the passes, but you needed to go attacking. So I wanted Rice to come on that position and then bring on Sterling and just go full attack. Just go full attack, have 5 attacking players there, try and get a goal. There's nothing to lose. We don't need a draw in this game. We don't need a draw. Like if you were to draw this game after drawing with Man City, that basically makes the Man City result useless. Because you rather even lose to Man City and then win this because you get 3 points. We would have gotten 2 points if you draw both games. Yes, it gives an advantage to Man City, but you get my point. If you lose to Man City and win today, you get 3 points. If you draw with Man City and draw today, you only get 2 points. So that wouldn't be great. So Atta didn't really make the subs at that point on, but you were trying to attack the goalkeeper is when now he really upped his game. You were really trying to score. Havertz, Trossard had a couple of chances as well. We were really trying to shoot tries from outside the box as well, but it was a bit comfortable for them. You could tell they were now. Actually, what I was worried most about was the fact that they could get a third goal because they could actually counterattack us. And if that could have happened, that would have been even more disastrous. So I knew we could get a goal, but I was worried about them having a counterattack and scoring as well. Because if they did, it's very difficult to, turn that back again to 4-3. We ended up getting 4 goals, yes, but if it's 3-2 to Leicester, you don't get those 2 goals probably because you just parked the bus from that point on. Sterling came on for Martinelli, and then Nwaneri came on for Partey. And Nwaneri was on for like 10 minutes. And I think he's probably like in the top 3 best players today. I think Nwaneri for those 10 minutes, that is so wonderful to see, man. A youngster can actually, come on and change the game for you. That felt so nice, man. Nwaneri came on within 30 seconds. He dribbled past a couple of players and had a shot on target. I was like, we can actually win this game. Nwaneri is on now. We can actually win this game. He's trying something different. So it's good to have a squad players you can bring off the bench. And Nwaneri now is probably properly announced himself. Now he's a first team player. Now I think with that performance, I had him on the bench for this game. I wanted Trossard to start. Fair enough. Trossard scored, so no problem with that. So for the next game, maybe not against PSG, I don't know. Would you guys start him against PSG? But the next Premier League game against Southampton, I would start Nwaneri for that one because from that performance today and that performance against Bolton, he definitely deserves to start because he changed the game. I don't know if we end up winning that game if Nwaneri doesn't come on. He really changed the game. Like he added a different sort of attack, basically added an Odegaard effect that you didn't have in midfield, like just that left foot just to create a few chances, a threat from outside the box, and Nwaneri definitely changed the game. That shot that he had that was saved. Calafiori also had a powerful header that was saved. The goalkeeper turned into Oliver Kahn, as I said earlier. But our corner kicks, we had like 13, 14 corner kicks, and out of the last 7, like 5 of them, Saka actually did very well with them. There's one that Gabriel was saved, and there's one that Calafiori was saved, and there's one that we scored from, obviously. But it got to the 90th minute. They started, doing the dark arts that we always accused about. Leicester wasting a bit of time, but I usually don't have a problem with that. That's why you'll not hear me saying anything about Leicester wasting time. I mean, if you're looking for a draw, if you're looking for a win and you're 1 goal up, that is the opponent's problem. As we've done our job now, you try and get a goal, waste time, make subs, that is up to you. So I'm not really going to blame Leicester for that. And a draw for them, that would be like a win. 4 points from the opening 6 games for them, 4 draws in a row or something. That would be big for them. And they drew with Tottenham early in the season and then they draw with Arsenal. That would have been big for Leicester. So for me, we need to find a way to get a goal. Doesn't matter if they are wasting time. That is up to us. We need to find a way to get a goal. I don't have a problem with anyone wasting time and calling it dark arts and all that. So we had to turn to our famous friend, our best friend, Corner kick FC. That is how we needed to win the game today once again. Corner kick FC once again. It's a fantastic delivery from Saka. It dropped to Trossard. We needed the luck there because it was an on goal. They didn't give it to Trossard. Unfortunately, it was indeed the on goal. Trossard assist instead. So the way I celebrated that goal, literally jumped up and down. I couldn't believe it, like, because we know how important these games are. We can't just say, okay, it's very early on in the season, as long as we're close to Man City up until January. No, these first five, because the time, if Man City are ahead of you by February, we know from experience last season, you might not catch them. They can just keep on winning, and you never catch them, even if you win 20 games in a row yourself. So I really needed this win. And the way that corner kick was taken, the way Trossard was in the right position, he was about to be taken off, by the way. Jesus was about to come on for Trossard, and then literally that was the last corner kick. If he didn't score from that, Trossard would have been off. So thank goodness for that one, dropped to Trossard, and we got the on goal. And such a relief, man, such a relief, because that would have been such a disastrous result. That would have felt worse than the way we lost to Aston Villa, I know the Aston Villa one was painful, but drawing to Leicester at home after we were, 2 goals up and enjoying ourselves, and Man City have just dropped points, and Liverpool about to play Wolves, and Chelsea have scored 4 goals against Brighton. It would have been a disaster if you didn't win this game today. It would have been an absolute disaster, because you need to take advantage of Man City. I was looking at the Man City fixtures. Yes, the Premier League can deliver anything. I was hoping Man City would drop points today, because I was looking at Man City's fixtures. I was like, okay, they have Bournemouth, and then they have Fulham, I think, and then they have Southampton. I was like, Man City are going to win all of these games, so we better win today, because if we don't win today, Man City can just keep on winning, and we go into the next game nervous, and Southampton feel like, okay, Leicester 2 points away from Arsenal. Why can't we? We are both in the Premier League for a lot of years before that. They could get the confidence. Icing on the cake, never in doubt the victory. Havertz gets a cheeky tap in the last second of the game. Fantastic. And we end up winning the game 4-2. Jesus should have passed maybe early on, but you could tell he really wanted to score. I think Jesus now, you see that in Nketiah last season, there's a couple of situations where I saw Nketiah, instead of passing the ball, he would shoot the ball by himself. I also saw Martinelli doing that the last couple of weeks, where he needed to pass the ball, but he shot by himself. I also saw that from Jesus today. Why? Because there's a bit of desperation there, because he knows now he's not even being brought on when we are 2-2 against Leicester at home. And he has a very good record against Leicester. I think his best record in terms of goal scoring is against Leicester. So I think he was not happy about being brought on. So he was really trying to score from that situation. But luckily dropped to Havertz, and Havertz scored, and we got away with it. And Martinelli, fantastic today. Trossard, fantastic today. Nwaneri for those 10 minutes that he was on, fantastic. Who else? Raya didn't even have a lot to do. I mean, the 2 chances they just scored from both of them, he didn't really even have a lot to do. But so we draw with Leicester in that game, that ruins our whole week. Like, I wouldn't even have the energy at all, because against PSG again, if you don't win, and then all of a sudden it's 3 games without a win, and then things get bad. But after you win like that, you're like, okay, next game we need to be more careful. Let's take this more seriously next game, and let's go and win that game. So that felt really, really good. 4-2 win to Arsenal. That's our second home win of the season, and we are now second on the table. Same points with Man City. We ended up adding 2 goals today in terms of the goal difference. So that is good. So even if Liverpool win this particular fixture, we still know we did our job. Just do your job. We're expecting Liverpool and Man City to win majority of their games. Let's just do our job. Just keep on doing your job. If Man City drop points, if Liverpool drop points, thank you. You go and you win your game as well, and then you move on from there. But today, very important to get the win, because if you beat Aston Villa away, you draw it Man City away, you beat Tottenham away, and then you draw to Brighton at home, and then draw to Leicester at home, that doesn't really make sense. You might as well just have lost to Aston Villa away and then beat Brighton and Leicester at home. But we got the win, so we are very, very relieved. And that is how the game went. I'll come to the player rating. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. They would really castigate us if we drew that game. It would have been terrible, Raymond. I'm proud of you boys. Gunners for life, says Barty. Saka 6 assists in a row. They didn't really give him the assist, but I know what you mean. Very important. The corners, very important. Like Saka with the corners. These corners, I mean, he took like 10 corners today. Like 3 of them are not good, but a couple of them ended up like almost a goal. The Gabriel one, the Calafiori one, and then the one that he scored from. Very important. Wow, what a 90 minutes. I really like this, man. Keep it up, says Musa. Yeah, you're going to need to win the different games, different style. Some games are going to win 6-0. Some games are going to depend on a corner like Tottenham and you win 1-0. Some games you're going to have to defend until the end of the game like Man City. Some games you're going to win 6-0. Depends. It depends on the game. You're not going to just enjoy every single game all the way to the end. It's a title race. So we know what we felt the last 2 seasons. We're expecting more of that this season as well. Suleiman says Nwaneri needs more time. Yeah, I said in the preview I would start him on the bench, but I'll bring him on like in the 60th minute. But yeah, next 2 games hopefully gets more time. Definitely deserves it. Peter says Trossard, my guy, he never disappoints. Justice says, to be sincere, after that Leicester equalizer, I haven't watched that again. I didn't even watch the game. I watched the game. I don't miss Arsenal games. I didn't watch the goal back again to see who made the mistake. The moment they scored, I was just like, oh no, we can't do this. We need to get another goal. We seriously need to get another goal. So I didn't even watch back to see who scored for, who made the mistake for their goal. I'm very excited for today's game, and big thanks to Nwaneri, says Kuribakanya. Calafiori is the real deal. Congrats, boy. You move on, says Emmanuel. Speaking of Calafiori, there's something I've not mentioned about Calafiori. Calafiori was so close to getting a red card today. Imagine 3 red cards like in 3 games. That would have been such disaster as well. 3 red cards in 4 games. The Calafiori, he committed a foul. Did I write it down? I know Calafiori committed a foul around the 70th minute and he was on a yellow card. I think that should be a red card actually. So we're not just going to say, for the people who say all Arsenal fans always complain. No, like today, Calafiori should have had a red card. Like when he fouled that, they were trying to counter attack us, and Calafiori literally just went and fouled him. Now some referees let it go, yes, but because before that, when he picked up a yellow card, he threw his hands. He literally did this to the referee. Those are 2 situations. I was like, come on, man. We can't do this again. We can't do. He's new, but you need to know what is happening here. I know you're coming from Italy. You've not been here the last few years, but the referees hate us, by the way. So we can't be doing such stuff. That could easily have been a red card. And 2-2 down to 10 men. It would have been another journey again trying to win that game. But yeah, I think he should have picked up a red card, a second yellow card for that. But again, in the first half, I think Leicester should have had a yellow card as well, because they're also time wasting and they delayed the restart and they never got a yellow card for like basically kicking the ball away or something. It's only Arsenal who gets those yellow cards. This is how champions win their games, says Emmanuel. Yep. Glenn, I don't know what our problems are whenever we play at the Emirates Stadium. We can't keep clean sheets and can't even win comfortably in our home. Why? I guess it's the approach, because at home we just try and attack, and away from home we just know you're going to defend and keep a clean sheet and stuff. Because like this year, we've kept a clean sheet at Man City. Earlier this year, we've kept a clean sheet at Tottenham, kept a clean sheet at Aston Villa, we've kept a clean sheet at Man United. Like away from home, we're so good, don't even concede goals. But at home, we just end up making a mistake here and then we concede. But now it's 5 goals conceded in the season. I was hoping for a clean sheet today, but hopefully we can sort it out. The 2 goals came I don't even think I can blame Gabriel or Saliba for that. I'll rewatch the game again. I see who made the mistakes. I think we just got too comfortable, which is not advisable. We can't be getting too comfortable in the Premier League. That was a great game, but we need to take our chances. Dan, yeah, that is another point. I mean, I think that goalkeeper did very well, but there's a couple of like the Gabriel save was stunning from their goalkeeper. Even the Havertz one, the overhead kick right in front of goal. Maybe if he puts it to the side, it goes in, but it's a fantastic save either way. But if you take those chances, it's like 3-0, and even if they score, the game is over anyway. So yeah, I think we are tired and injuries are not helping things, says Ahmad. Well, good news is that I don't think Benoit will be out for too long, and it doesn't go for the international break anyway, so that is good. Merino will be back in the next 2 weeks. So after the international break, Merino will be back. Who else? Where is Zinchenko and Tomiyasu? Like, there's just a couple of players who disappear and we never know where they go. Like, I never know it, especially Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu just disappears for like 6 months and then he comes back in February and we never know where the hell he went. We need all our players fit, because, I mean, I'm happy. Listen, now that we do have injuries, I mean, it's giving opportunities to players like Nwaneri, because if Odegaard is there and Merino is there, I don't think Nwaneri plays. So it's great that Nwaneri is taking his opportunity. So even when Odegaard comes back and Merino comes back, Nwaneri is like, hey, I played well. I also need to play. So that's great. And Lewis Kelly on the bench. 2-3 games ago, even last season, I was looking at our bench. I was like, ooh, Lewis Kelly, Nwaneri, this is not good enough on the bench. You need more. But today, I actually looked at the bench. I was like, okay, Lewis Kelly, that's good. I'm happy that he's not actually injured from the last game. I'm so happy to see Lewis Kelly in the team. I saw Nwaneri. I was like, okay, this is great. Nwaneri is also in the team. This is wonderful. So that is great to feel like, okay, our youngsters are part of the team and they're actually making a difference. That's great as well. It's funny that there's a certain youngster who left Arsenal this transfer window because he wasn't getting opportunities. It's funny that he's just left like this, and like 8 youngsters have been given opportunities in the same week. So I mean, hey, enjoy yourself being managed by Eric Ten Hag, buddy. I don't know why I enjoy such games like after 90 minutes. Ngolo, I think you're crazy. Enjoying this kind of games, I enjoy the last minute winners. I know what you mean. The last minute winners, fantastic. Like nothing feels better than a last minute winner. But the stress you have when you see the referee adding 7 minutes and like, oh, are we going to score, man? It's so worrying, man. So worrying. RK says, please smash the like button. I appreciate it. RK. Sam is not holding back. Sam is saying Thomas Partey is done. They scored the first and second goal because he was sluggish and losing the ball. Interesting. So I was right in terms of the first goal. On the second goal, he could have disturbed and stopped Ndidi from making that cross. I'll rewatch the second goal again. But yeah, there's a couple of games this season I felt like, oof, I'm not trusting him that much. One was the Aston Villa away game, and also today, like I actually wanted him to be subbed off for Jorginho to come on. So yeah, Andy's not holding back either. Andy says Havertz was useless in this game. Yeah, I don't think it was one of his best performances. We'll do the player ratings. We'll do player ratings. I don't think it was his best performance at all. He got the goal, but yeah, listen, I don't think. I think he's performed better in all the other games than he did today. Nwaneri to be coming in 65 minutes. Why not? Says Amina. I mean, why not even start him next game? I mean, I would even start him next game against Southampton. I wouldn't mind that at all. He deserves it. I mean, he's played really well. Mr. Glenn, I'm happy with the results, though we are still lacking Odegaard, and it's good that Man City drew Newcastle. I hope they will keep on dropping points without Rodri is injured. Yep, but you also need to keep on taking advantage. We need to keep on taking advantage because we almost was a disaster today. Man of the match is not easy to pick in that game, but I think I'd go for Trossard. Yeah, today I'll definitely do a poll. The last 2 games I didn't do a poll because I knew it was easy man of the match awards. We are conceding too many goals at home, but to play Villa, Spurs, and City in our first 6 games away from home and still be on the same points is unbelievable. Yeah, that's a great start. Thank you for the super chat, Ake. She says, I'm buzzing. Happy we can keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. For some reason, this I don't get to see a super chat, or maybe I see it late, so apologies for that. But thank you for supporting the channel. Philip says, happy of Nwaneri wanting to cement that number, says Philip. Oh, interesting. And Peter says, bro, the 2 goals have been awarded to Trossard. Are you sure? The second one? I'm pretty sure it was an own goal. I don't know if it was going. I mean, if it was awarded to Trossard, then look, that's great. That means Saka has another assist. But I need to confirm that. I don't know if they gave to. I mean, we'll confirm it before we finish this stream. Gunners for life, pressure free, job well done. Gunner says Mary. So let's do the player ratings. Let's quickly do the player ratings. Was it a? Let's see. Trossard. I mean, as of now, it still says Trossard as an assist, not a goal. But listen, we'll check it. We'll check it before we finish the stream. Let's do the player ratings. So Arsenal 4, Leicester 2 player ratings. Not the easiest game at all. You're supposed to make it easy, but you made it hard at the end. But we got through it. So let's start with David Raya in goal. I thought he was going to miss today's game, but he turned up, which is great for us. He's been on form. He didn't have to make a lot of saves today. How many saves did he make? He only made 1 save today, actually. He didn't have a lot to do. The 2 goals. The second one was phenomenal. He couldn't have saved that at all. The first one, it was a deflection as well. So I don't think Raya could have done much today. This is probably the lowest rating that Raya is getting this season. He's been getting 10s and 9s. So I'm going to give Raya a 6 out of 10 for today. I think it was just he didn't have a lot to do. So 6 out of 10 for David Raya today. The fullbacks, Timber. I think Timber got an assist. I think he was very, very good. The cross came from his side. I'll need to watch the goal again, but he got an assist, and I think he was very good in terms of the game. So I'm going to give Timber 7 out of 10 because he got an assist. So 7 out of 10 for Jury, and Timber is like a new signing. What a player! Really happy. He can do a lot of things. He can defend. He can attack. He's comfortable on the ball. He can do everything, Timber. So really happy to have him back in the team. So 7 out of 10 for Timber. Next up is Calafiori. He almost got a goal. It was very well saved by the goalkeeper. I think the combination with him and Martinelli on the left side really worked today. He was almost sent off. He was lucky not to be sent off. He almost got a second yellow card, but very comfortable on the ball as well. I love the fact that he's not scared of shooting the ball. There's a couple of times he got the ball and shot it. I think one, the goalkeeper said, and one went off the target or something. But Calafiori today, I think it was a fantastic performance. Wasn't really dominated again. I'll need to rewatch the game again because the goal came from his side. The Justin volley came from his side. Was he supposed to be marking the guy? I don't know. I'll rewatch it again. But for today's performance, Calafiori, I know he conceded 2 goals, but I think he was really good. And I think the combination with Martinelli was really good. I don't know if this is too high because he conceded 2 goals, but I've given Calafiori an 8 out of 10. Is 8 out of 10 too high? Now, I think Calafiori is really good. I actually do think Calafiori is really good today. Even defensive work, the tackles, apart from that, what's the SofaScore given him? SofaScore given 7.9. I usually give the ratings before I check the stats, so that is my rating before I do check the stats. But for me, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. I love this combination on the left side with Martinelli, so that was great to see. Really, really happy with that. So I'm just going to give him an 8 out of 10, whatever. I don't think he made any errors apart from that yellow card. He needs to be careful, though. Those yellow cards and then throwing your hands and then committing another foul, very dangerous. We don't want to get ourselves into more trouble again. We've already gotten ourselves into enough trouble for this season. Let's not pick up any more red cards at all, because if you pick up a red card in that game, you never know. So he had 1 clearance, 1 blocked shot, 3 tackles. That's great. 6 out of 11 ground duels won. 6 out of 8 aerial duels won, 2 key passes. So, yeah, I think from what they're giving him, I think that is what I've given him. So 8 out of 10 for Calafiori. Centre backs, Gabriel and Saliba, they didn't even have a lot to do today. Gabriel and Saliba. Gabriel almost scored a goal. Again, I'll rewatch the first goal. I see if Gabriel is to blame for anything there, but they didn't even have a lot to do. So Gabriel and Saliba, they're always well, and they dealt well with Vardy for most part of it. So Gabriel, I'm just going to give him a 7 out of 10. Always a threat in the opposition box. That's why I'm giving a 7 out of 10. Yes, we considered 2 goals, but I don't think Gabriel and Saliba made any errors. But speaking of that, though, Saliba is the one who actually gave the foul for the free kick. It was very accidental. It was a very accidental trip. But, I mean, Saliba fouling someone we considered from that. So we have to take that into consideration, whether it was error or whatever, or like accidental. For today, Saliba, I think it was just about, I'm just going to give him a 6 out of 10. Again, I'll rewatch the game again. I'll confirm the stats to see whether I'm crazy. Actually, I can just check it right now. Let me see. Saliba picked up a yellow card as well. There's that. So clearances, 2 clearances, 1 interception, 2 tackles. He had 2 out of 5 ground duels. He won 50% of his aerial duels. 1 out of 2 long balls. So not really the incredible performances we're used to, but 6 out of 10, mostly because basically his foul cost us the goal, and he also got a yellow card. So 6 out of 10 for Saliba for today. Midfield, Thomas Partey. This one, I'm sorry. I really need your opinions on Partey, because we've already seen one person saying he cost us both goals. I know he cost us the first goal, the second goal. I need to watch it back again to see whether he should have covered the cross. But I'm usually very wide the last 20 minutes because of his pace. Now, it's not his problem. It's not Partey's problem, really, and it's not also Jorginho's problem in terms of pace. I mean, they just don't have the pace. We can't really do anything about that. So he really needs to depend on another part of his game. Thomas Partey. Now, first half, I think Partey was okay. If you're talking about the first half, I think Partey was totally okay. No problem. He was pushing, he was giving the passes quickly and all that, moving the ball quickly. There's a couple of situations where, in terms of the play, Saka, Partey, Timber, we were moving the ball quickly and he's getting the ball into the box quicker. That I have no problem with. The second half, though, a bit too sluggish, as someone pointed out in the comment section. A bit too sluggish. There's even another time I saw him losing the ball. I was like, oh man, we need to take him off and bring on Jorginho. Now, Partey is I still think Partey is very important in our team. I'm very happy that he's able to play 90 minutes every single game nowadays. That is a relief for us. If you're going to win the league, we're going to need Pat in the team as well. But the errors we need to sort out the errors. Especially in his position, we can't be making the errors. This is I had a 6 out of 10, so this is what I was giving him, a 6 out of 10, because I think the first half he was great. Again, I'll need to rewatch the second goal. If he's to blame for the second goal, as someone has pointed out already, then we'll need to check this rating again. But let me check something. I seriously need to check his stats. I don't do the player ratings from stats. I actually give my rating first, and then I take a look at the stats later, especially when it's needed. Ground duels, he won 5 out of 8, so that is good. Did he make any errors leading to a goal? I don't think so. Again, though, this is what I usually prefer doing. I prefer going back and watching it myself, as I said, and not really depend on the stats and also what people are saying. I usually take the opinions, yes, but I usually prefer watching sometimes back, because, I mean, some games you might watch, like today, there's some people who will make it look like, Havertz was at 1 out of 10 performance, which was not. So you need to go back and rewatch the game yourself and make a judgment by yourself. So I had given him a 6 out of 10. I'll need to rewatch it again to see whether he made the mistake for the second goal. But Partey, 6 out of 10. I was a bit worried about him the last 30 minutes of that game. Next midfielder, Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice was very good today, especially that last 30 minutes. He was the one who was making things move quicker and pushing us forward. So Declan Rice, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. He also had a lot of corner kicks to take today. 8 out of 10 for Declan Rice. I think he was great. For that kind of price, yes, he's not an attacker, he's a defensive midfielder usually, but it's great to see Rice, picking up the ball and saying, give me the ball and I'm going to push you guys forward and I'm going to have a shot. It's great to see things like that from Declan Rice. I think he was very good for us, especially in the last 30 minutes. 8 out of 10 for Declan Rice today. The next midfielder was Trossard. Trossard scored a goal. He also basically won us the game at the end. Very, very relieving. Great way to bounce back from the red card that he had the last game. So for today, Trossard, fantastic performance, because a lot of people don't like Trossard in the number 10 position. I wanted him to start today because I knew, he was going to get the spaces and all. And Trossard is still an important player in the team for sure. 8 out of 10 for Trossard. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Good goal, good composure for the second one as well. It wasn't really his goal unless it's been given to him, as someone has said. I'll check that again. I don't think it was going in, though. I think it was a very crucial deflection that took it in. Let's see. Next up, I'm going to go to the forward players. Let's start with Martinelli. Oh, finally, a good Martinelli performance. We've waited for this for such a long time. I think he was very, very good today, Martinelli. Very good goal. He was very lively. Yes, he missed a couple of opportunities, but he got the goal. He got the assist. He was very lively today. Fantastic performance from Martinelli. Super happy for him. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10 for today. Not really a 9. A 9 would need something a bit more, but I'm going to give Martinelli an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 is still a good performance. Very, very good performance. Still a contender for man of the match. So 8 out of 10 for him. Next up, who is next? Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka is next. He was my captain in FPL. He didn't get a return today, right? He didn't get anything. He didn't get an assist. But the corner came from him. As always, he's always involved in the play. I don't think it was his best game, but he's always involved. So I'm going to give him a 7, but it's a 7 it's just a 7 because the corner kick led to the goal, and it was a very good corner. Like the last 5 corners he took, like 4 of them were really good. So you need to keep on practicing them, because such games you're going to need a corner to help you. So Saka 7 out of 10 for today. He's not a contender for man of the match or anything like that, though. So just 7 out of 10. Kai Havertz, he got the goal at the end. Kai got the goal at the end. So I had written 6 out of 10 for Kai before he got the goal. So I actually typed down the player ratings around the 94th minute, and I wrote 6 out of 10. But he got a goal at the end, although it was, right position, right time. But even me and you can score that. I usually give players an extra point for a goal, for an assist, for a clean sheet. Doesn't matter how it comes by. So for that goal, I had given him a 6, but just because he got the goal at the end, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 because I have to give him an extra point for getting a goal. But again, I don't think he's a nominee for player of the match today. I don't think him and Saka were incredible today. I don't think they're going to be anywhere near man of the match today. So yeah, he had a couple of opportunities. The one in the first half where he headed it just off target, and he always keeps it busy. I mean, he always keeps the defenders busy. Yes, but I do agree. I don't agree with the word useless, as someone commented earlier. But I don't think he was great today. But I had a 6 out of 10 because I just think he was above average. And then he got the goal at the end, so I have to give him an extra mark. And listen, even if he doesn't perform well, if he's getting the goals and assists, he got the goal against Bolton, he got a goal against Wolves, he got a goal against Brighton, he got a goal today, he got an assist against Wolves. I mean, 5-6 goal contributions already. Keep on scoring, keep on scoring. That is what we need. We need him to score the goals. 7 out of 10 for Havertz today, just because he got the goal at the end. So yeah, again, I'll rewatch the game again to see whether that is too high. Bench players, Sterling came on. I mean, Sterling, what I liked about Sterling when he came on, he was taking on the players. I liked that. I liked that energy. He was taking on the players. He was trying to put in crosses. He won us a couple of the corner kicks as well. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I think it kind of changed the game as well. I think when Sterling and Nwaneri came on, I felt like, okay, we are trying to do something. Nwaneri more than Sterling, yes. But Sterling was taking on the fullback, which I liked. So 7 out of 10 for him. Ethan Nwaneri, fantastic. For 10-minute cameo, I think he was really, really good for a 10-minute cameo. So for a player to play 10 minutes and for me to give him a 7 out of 10, that is very high. I usually give players 5 or 6 if they play 10 minutes. 7 out of 10 for that 10 minutes. So that is really high for a player who only played 10 minutes. So fantastic cameo. The way he came on and took a shot immediately, he was taking on players. I felt like we had a younger Odegaard on the pitch. We could give him the ball and ask him to do something for us. So 7 out of 10 for Nwaneri today. Anyone else who came on? Yeah, so from that point on, from the 88th minute, I lost concentration. I was just focused on, please, let's get a goal. Please, let's get a goal. I don't know if anyone else came on. Jesus came on. I mean, Jesus came on, he almost scored. So I'm just going to give him a 6 out of 10, but he needs to up his game for sure, because if we're not bringing him on when we need a goal, that should be worrying signs for him, because that is what also started to happen to Nketiah last season and a player like who else last season, even Nelson. Like when the moment you start not trusting a player, they get a bit worried. The Wolves goalkeeper's made such a fantastic save right now. Let me read a couple of stats before we finish this. Most chances created by a defender in the Premier League since 2016. Timber created 7 chances today. Joint most since 2016. Wow. Oh, I love this guy already. I absolutely love him already. This guy, I absolutely love. The brightness is too low, but you know how Timber looks like. This guy, I absolutely love him. Jurriën Timber, I absolutely love him. He created 7 chances today. That is the most of any defender since 2016. Wow, that's crazy. Let me read a couple more. Arsenal today, more shots by any team in one match across Europe's top 5 leagues this season. How many shots did we have today? First team with more than 15 shots on target in the Premier League since December 2017. So we were actually really trying to score. We actually tried to score a lot, but the goalkeeper made a lot of phenomenal saves. But again, if you have Gyökeres there, Gyökeres will be looking at these stats and he's like, wow, I could get 6 goals in this team. First team with 10 big chances in a Premier League match since September 2019. So we created a lot of chances today. So that is incredible. We created a lot of chances today. We had a lot of shots today. We didn't score from it, but yeah, it was a good, in terms of attacking, we attacked well, but yeah, when you look at those kind of stats, we created 10 big chances today and we had 15 shots on target and Timber created 7 chances. Like if someone like a Gyökeres is looking at this, is just like, I would get a lot of goals in this team. And I forgot to rate Arteta. Arteta for today, I'm going to give him, I'm just going to give him a 7 out of 10. Mikel Arteta for today, 7 out of 10. Because the way he dropped the lead, not really his fault, yes, but you have to take that into consideration. I think he should have brought in the players earlier. That is one thing I'm going to say. I wanted Nwaneri. I wanted Partey off in the 60th minute for Jorginho or Rice, and then Rice comes to the number 6 and then bring on an attacker or bring on Nwaneri, whoever, just go for it, because at that point it's 2-2. We need a goal. So for all that though, and but we managed to get a goal at the end of the game. I think Sterling changed the game. I think Nwaneri changed the game as well. So 7 out of 10 for Arteta. Nothing too high, nothing too crazy. 7 out of 10 for him. We thank God for our victory, says Timmy, for sure. I do really appreciate their winning mentality. Please keep it up, Gunners for life. Yep, that is what you need. Different situations we take advantage of. Lukman says Noneri is fire. He really is. He really is fire. And Timber today, phenomenal. Calafia, phenomenal. Really, really happy with their performances. So if you're watching on Facebook, you can jump on YouTube in the next 5 minutes and check the voting poll for player of the match and vote for your player of the match. But as of now, really appreciate you guys watching. We got the win. The games are coming very fast. Our next game is on Tuesday against PSG. So the preview for that will be out tomorrow. So for Wolves, Liverpool, 0-0. Let's hope Liverpool draw points as well. That would be an incredible weekend. Arsenal win, Man City draw, and Liverpool draw. That would be fantastic. Maybe even a Wolves win. Who knows? Thank you for watching. Hit the like button, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.